Good morning, everybody. Okay, I know I didn't do Periscope for weeks, and now I'm done 3 in like 2 days. So I don't know, I just feel better about doing them now that everybody knows what I'm doing this week with Evine. I just feel like it's all out there, so it's all good. But I want to talk to you about a few things: blush, strobing, baking, and contouring. I know there is so much on YouTube, on the internet, about all of these different types of makeup. These are kind of new names for things that I've been doing or was done to me as a makeup artist, as a model, for decades. But I want to dispel a couple of rumors about what blush is, when do you use blush, when do you use strobing, when do you use baking, when do you use contour. It's like seriously getting complicated here. I did my makeup. I'm going to a ladies' lunch today, so I did my makeup accordingly. I have like a little copper in this top, so I did kind of a copper eye, and then I'm going to do my natural lipstick, my natural nude stain, and then I don't even know what I'm going to do with my lips. But what I was starting to do was contour and highlighting, and I wanted to stop, and because a couple of people have asked me why I am not a huge blush person. I'm not a huge blush person because I believe in features. So if I want you to see my eyes and I want you to see my mouth, if I then put a bright pink on, it starts to get overwhelming. I want you guys to have feature for feature, so beautiful, but I don't want it to look like you're trying too hard. So a lot of times when you add a lot of blush, you blow your whole look. So let's start with contouring. A lot of people are now doing contour as their makeup. It looks heavy, okay? In order for you to blend contouring enough to use it in your makeup, you're using a lot of makeup, and it looks like you're being contoured. I think I've told you guys, I've worked with makeup artists throughout since 1987, some of the greatest in the world. And one time I worked with a very famous makeup artist, and he used brown makeup contour to restructure my whole face. So like my cheekbones were up here, and it was a really strict line, and my nose was like this thin. I looked in the mirror and I thought, why was I ever a model? Like, I look like a totally different person. What was wrong with my nose? What was wrong with my cheekbones? What was wrong with my jawline? Like, really, what was wrong? So for me, if you're using it in a subtle way, if I can tell you are contouring your face, you lose. It's got to be super subtle. So that's why when I do contouring, I use, oh my gosh, I just had it. I put it over here. I use something like this, which is a bronzer, but it's not orange. So Laura Mercier has this bronzer and it's not orange. Or I actually wait. I do my makeup, my concealer, and then I use the Studio 10 because, and I don't work for them, because this has no shine in it, and it's just enough that I'm going to get a little bit of a contouring action. Now watch. So I have no contour on my cheeks, right? So I'm going to put it right under my cheekbone, jiggle it with a soft brush, and then go down. Do you see that? Do you see how it just defined my cheekbone? It's super subtle. That's what we want. Again, other side. Under the cheekbone, jiggle it. You see it? Down and around your jaw. Okay? I want you to be able to see it. There you go. Then you can do a little bit in your temples because that just gives your, get a little bit of a glow. And then watch for my nose. I'm not trying to make my nose stick thin. I'm just trying to give it a little definition. So I'm going to go straight down my nose, and then just a little bit right here to make it look like you've got like a little chiseled, and straight down your nose. See that? Really subtle. Now, if I want to go back in with blush, I can, but I'm not going to make it obvious. So I'm using my Color Contour and Glow from my old line, but you can use any peach or warm rose you want to blush the color that you really do blush in life. Okay, so you're going to smile and you're just going to add a touch. Blush is not contour. Blush is not tanning. It is it shouldn't be a bronze, it shouldn't be orange, it should just be what you do naturally, but in a super pretty glow. If I made this blush too dark, you would lose my eyes. Do you see what I'm talking about? All of a sudden, even just the teeny bit of blush right here also kind of takes away from my mouth. I don't want to do that. All right, let's go to strobing. Strobing is what highlighting was forever. Okay, so strobing means that you're taking a highlighter, either a cream or a powder. I have dozens. And you're going to use it on the high points of your skin. So, for instance, you're going to see the top of the cheekbone. You're just going to take a tiny bit of this and put it at the top of your cheekbones. Watch. You see it? It just kind of catches the light. Top of your, I already have some on my brow bone, but I'm going to put a little more. That is what strobing is. So when someone says they're strobing, which is so ridiculous, it's just called highlighting, whatever. And there are like thousands of YouTubes on strobing. That's what it is. Now, you can also highlight the nose in the middle. See that? And you can also highlight the top of the lip. Now what that will do is brighten up this area and make your pucker look a little bit more dynamic. Again, I was watching the SAG Awards the other night, and Eva Longoria, who I think is so beautiful and adorable, and I really love her new show, she had too much highlighting on. Like, she became greasy. You do not want highlighting here, here, here. You want it on the bones to catch the light, okay? That is what you want strobing for, not the other. What was the last one? Contouring, strobing, and blush. That's it. I'm just gonna do my lips for you really quickly because I wanna go over that again. I keep having this discussion with my daughters. You have a lip line and a lip ridge. The ridge is the top of the mountain of your lip, okay? Our color line recedes as we age. We lose color in our skin. That's why you need blush. When you're a baby, you have natural pigment in your skin and you look blushing and rosy. As you age, the color recedes. It does the same thing for your mouth. So I want you to take a stain. Why a stain? Because, caking, oh my God, I almost forgot. Baking. Well, I heard it as baking, but sorry, I totally forgot about that. I'm gonna do that. I'll stop. Okay, here's what baking is. Baking, they've been using it for decades. They did it to me in 1987. Baking is when they take a powder brush. So let's just take a powder brush. They take loose powder. After they're done with your concealer and your makeup, they take a bunch of loose powder. I don't even want to do this on my face because I think it's so bad. And they put a ton of loose powder underneath your eyes, like this. I'm only doing this much because I think it's so bad for your under eyes. What happens is then they do your shadows and they do all this, and they're saying that the reason the baking works is that it's setting your concealer. It's just drying out your under eyes. They also say that baking works because it catches all of the eyeshadow that falls when you're blending that. That's actually true. So then when they're done with your eyes, they just take that soft brush and they just blow it off, okay? I get that. But please, I'm begging you, whether you are 18 or 88, please do not take a puff and press powder under your eyes. I'm begging you. You have no pores around your eyes. So our goal is to keep that area as moist as possible. If you use powder, this is my whole issue with mineral powders. Love them. It's so much better than having foundation and tinted moisturizer in your skin, but it dries out the surface of your skin. That is why I use a Pure Pigment Concealer, because it doesn't have oil in it, so you don't need to set it. It sits on top of your skin, it colors what you need to color, it covers what you need to color, and it also brightens what you need to color. Brighten. You do not want excess powder. So when I'm on Evine this week, I will be powdering my forehead. I will be wearing exactly this makeup. There is no TV makeup and real life makeup. Makeup is makeup. Look good on air, look good off air. I might wear a little bit more mascara, but that's it. You should always, I knew it's off subject. What do you do with big whitehead pimples? Don't touch. It's so hard. Don't touch them. Because when you pop a whitehead, you then make a pimple into a wound. And now you're scarring. You could scar, and now you're compromising the barrier that now you could get bacteria and make it even worse. If you can at all, if you've got time, hot compress it. So take a towel, make it warm, and hot compress it, and it might come up or recede on its own, but don't mess with it. Wipe it with water all during the day. Take an Evian and spray it. Don't touch it. Don't add any more bacteria to it. It's already trying to fix itself from the inside. But don't dry it out. Don't put alcohol or anything on it, because it's just going to exacerbate it and make your body produce more oil because you're drying out the surface of your skin, which is, if we can segue back to baking, when you add too much powder to your skin, you're telling your skin and your body that your body needs moisture. So your body will produce more sebum to throw off that powder, to try and moisturize it, because you're drying the surface of it. So baking, I'm not a fan. If you want to use a little bit of powder underneath so you can catch your eyeshadow, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm going to come to your house and be like, stop it! I would totally come to your house to say stop it if I saw you touching your face. I would do that. Wherever. I don't even like to fly, but I would fly to your house to tell you to stop touching your face. I know pimples happen, but you can take a pimple and you can leave it for a few days, or you can put some concealer on it, but don't mess with it, just a little concealer. If you want to put a tiny bit of powder on it, I get that. But if you mess with it and you start putting benzoyl peroxide and salicylic acid and all of these things on it, you're telling your body to produce more oil because you're drying the surface of your skin. You are not helping your pimple, okay? Let me do my lips. Doesn't the white stuff need to come out? No. Actually, the white stuff can be reabsorbed into your body. I know it's gross, but if you have to, if it's so huge that you can't deal and you have an event, I would compress it, make it really moist, and then take a sterilized pin and make a tiny hole in it. You make the hole. Don't have it burst. I know this is so grody, but you make the hole, and then you can gently try and extract it. I don't ever want you to take a pimple and make it into a wound. Do you get that? I had that. I have scars now because of the blush brushes and the makeup. Please, I don't want that to happen for you, okay? So if you have to, tiny little pin, get it out, and then wash it and leave it alone. Now it's a wound. Now it's a bacteria magnet. And we don't want that, okay? So let's do our lips. Ear to the shoulder, finding your lip ridge. See it? See where my color is here? Watch where my ridge is. See that? Bow. See, I highlighted that. Other side. Now, the reason I'm not using a lip pencil is because even the tiny bit of wax and weight on my lip ridge could make it look fake. All done. Stays all day. And I'm gonna use the Caress Balm that they need to put back into Sephora. And see, this is like an orange. I'll show you. It's a Caress Balm This one is called, here. This one is called, this is like the orangey peachy one, and oh damn, my eyes are so bad. It's called Lip Butter. Lip Butter. And this color is, they come in 3 colors. I use all 3. And this one doesn't, oh, pomegranate. There you go. And I also have, I have all 3 colors. I use them all different times. This one is a little brighter. But to see how I have the tan on and then I have this warm rose on, and so it's kind of a good combo with that. Anyway, I love that I'm getting your comments. I love that you can ask me questions. I'm sorry that I do this freaking longest Periscopes, but I think it was worth it. I think we got through some stuff today. We got contouring, we got blush, we got baking, don't do it. And I need to just say one thing about all the YouTube makeup videos. I love watching because they go fast and it's so cool. You guys, they are using such bright, they call them either donut lights, or they call it strobes. They call them all different things. When they use those lights, when you're seeing a makeup video on YouTube, they're blowing out everything. So they put so much makeup on. If you saw these girls in real life, you'd be like, oh my gosh, that is so much makeup. It's kind of Kardashian makeup, which I understand people love that, but I don't think it makes you look your most beautiful self, and I do think that all that makeup compromises your skin's future. So I want you to be gorgeous, but I don't want you to be gorgeous at the expense of looking and being 51 and with horrible skin, sagging, aging, huge pores. The color, the name of my stain. Okay, so this is from Urban Decay. I do not know if they make this anymore. I do know that there is another one I have, this one, that is a brown one. This is from NYC. This brown is very similar to that Urban Decay one. I have, oh my gosh, I have so many of these, if you saw. This pink one is kind of from Style. These are all lip stains. I have 1,000 lip stains. Not even kidding. Like in every area of my bathroom. My original product that I made on HSN was called the Chic Stick, and it was a lip stain. But I'm going to move you over to my window. I want you to see my makeup. That's my makeup in daylight. So it's not crazy in daylight versus regular light. So if you saw me outside, you wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, she's got too much makeup on. That's what you want to do. You want to have your makeup look good in every light that you're in, and not wearing too much makeup is the way to do it. Okay, any more questions? I gotta go and go to the office and then get ready to go. Are you going to creating another lip stain? You think? Guess what? It's gonna have active argan in it. I'm so psyched. So that means that not only will I be staining your lips, but they will be moisturized for 24 hours because that's what active argan does. Trust me, I'm so excited. You're gonna be hearing so much about oxygenated and ozonized oils. You're going to be hearing so much about it because it's going to be on the forefront. There's a patent. Active Argan has a patent on it, so they're not going to be able to do it the way this is done. I don't even know how they're going to be able to do it because it's a worldwide patent. But eventually, so over the next couple years, you're going to be like, I know about ozonated oils and oxygenated oils because Morgen did it, and then it's going to be everywhere. They're using a medical grade oxygenated oil now. My husband actually uses it in his practice to help healing for all different things of cuts and wounds and stuff like that. They use oxygenated oil. I actually have it. It is the rankest smelling compound you've ever smelled. Like you would be like, I'm going to just let myself heal slowly. It smells so bad. That is the patent that Active Argan got. They got to oxygenate it and ozonate it and make the benefits 10 times more without the smell. That's what the patent is. The ability to do that. Because if I feel like I should bring the oxygenated oil that my husband uses at his office to Evine, because if I opened it, people would be like, what? What is that? Close this stuff up. Answer to my my lip stain. I don't know. I'm working with the lab that patented active argon. They are a skincare lab, and so they have to get up and running to do color. And so that's what we're working on right now, is the ability for me to do all my color line at the same time. All right, so, but I'll give you updates because I can't seem to get off Periscope. All right, I love you. I'm sure you have important things to do today. I'll see you next time. Bye.